What's up, Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to talk to real about Ezekiel Elliott. There's a film breakdown by Baldy that's out there that's talking about pretty much Ezekiel Elliott's lack of production as it relates to explosive runs. Now, some of it was nitpicking when you look at it. Some of it is not all Ezekiel Elliott's fault when you really look at the film. I think that people are entitled to their own opinions, and especially when they put film out there, they got valid points of showing their work. And I respect anybody that shows their work. It's not like he went out there and saying that these are the things that Ezekiel Elliott is doing without film. And my thing is, when you look at everything from A to Z, if you have a counter argument, it's free world. Make your film, do the breakdown, and say, here's where Baldy is wrong. And that's what makes this world right? The people have values of different opinions. And remember, those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. That's all we have is opinions. We're not in the locker rooms. We're not calling up the plays. We don't know the blocking assignment. We are 1,000 miles away from this thing, basically. But I would like to say this too. Players play different when you get paid. When you got that money on the table, it's a different type of environment. It's a different type of story. And the shelf life of a running back is always going to be short, regardless of how you look at it. We want running backs to last forever, but the reality of it is they have a 3 to 4 year lifespan collectively. And then to be elite for long periods of time, that's a rare situation. You have to have things in place for those things to happen. That's why a lot of people just don't put that type of money in investment as it relates to running back. And this is not me talking about Ezekiel Elliott. This is me collectively speaking as it relates to running back. It's just the reality of it. I can't lie to kick it. I refuse to lie to kick it. I had several people to reach out to me and say, Law, I hate you. I hate your stuff. You talking negative about the Dallas Cowboys, but not everybody can receive the truth, you see. And I understand that. A lot of people would like for comfortable lies, and a lot of people like to tell people that, hey, your teeth are white, but when they really are just, or your breath smell good when it's really funky. I refuse to live that life. The truth hurts. It cuts different ways. It feels different when somebody telling you something. If I got a booger in my nose, I would rather for somebody to say, hey, Law, man, dog, you got a booger in your nose, man. You got food in your beer. Something like that versus me going the entire day without it. You see, with it, you see. And I just can't feel myself of saying the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, we going undefeated, Jason Garrett going to win Coach of the Year, and Jason Garrett got full control of this team. When you got people have misdirections as it relates to what was told, what was said, and when you have a head coach who says that, hey, I'm not calling the plays, he calling the plays, or when he says that, hey, this is the defensive problem. When you are the head, you are the head. I know a lot of people would say, well, Jerry Jones is really the head of the of this team. If you really think about it collectively, when you pay mortgage to a house, the bank owns the house, but you still living and you still controlling the house. So even though the bank owns the house, you still in control of the house. That's what I want people to, I try to relate everyday life situations to football so that people can comprehend what I'm saying and not compromise their thoughts on certain things. So when we look at Ezekiel Elliott, I say that he's no longer elite. Until Ezekiel Elliott proved me otherwise, he's above average. He's above average running back. And right now, we can look at it and point fingers and say, well, it's the offensive line fault. Well, it's everybody's fault. It's Dak Prescott's fault. And the reason why he's running the way he's running is because of Jason Garrett. And my thing is, people will say certain things, but think about this. You out there in Oxnard, you training, you busting your tail off. You out there in the hot, bubbly sun. You out there on time, you running through on doing everything you can do. And this other guy just sitting back, chilling. You have the same longitude and latitude to do the same, but you're looking at it like, man, that's Ezekiel Elliott. He's the end-all, be-all. You hearing all through the echoes of the media saying that, hey, this team can't go no far without Ezekiel Elliott. So once training camp is over with, the dude held out. Of course, on camera, on the PC talk, they say that, hey, this boy deserved to hold out. It's 2 years before his time is up, you know. You had other people that's sacrificing their lives out there. Of course, it's a different position. Nobody put a gun to Ezekiel Elliott's head and say, hey, you're going to play running back. Let me know when I'm wrong. Nobody said, hey, you're going to play running back for the National Football League. We're going to put a gun to your head. Nobody said that to the Ezekiel Elliott. But he held out 2 years before his contract is up. The guy got $90 million or whatever it is. You think with your mind that everybody was on the same page with that. That's another story. I got something else to tell you. These players got a lot of jealousy in their heart. They do. And I'm not saying that this is in the Dallas Cowboys locker room. Law, where are you coming from? Do you have any historical data on that? Yes. Think about this. At the time that Le'Veon Bell held out, he was more accomplished as a running back than Ezekiel Elliott. He had alienated the offensive lineman that was there in that building. If you say that Super Bowl is your main goal, is your main thing that you want to win, you would not be holding out. You will be out there at training camp. And I'm not trying to equate training camp Ezekiel to non-training camp Ezekiel, but there's something about chemistry. There's something about poise. I wish that you can say to Bill Belichick, I'm holding out for more money. Let me know what move Bill Belichick would have made when you think of it as a business acquisition. But as a non-business acquisition, we look at it and say he's the end-all be-all. How do you think that Tony Pollard feel right now? How do you think that the other collective players really feel in the deep down in the crevices in the bottom of their hearts? They saying that this guy is the reason why we can win or lose. This guy, Ezekiel Elliott, he's the end-all be-all. I'm telling you, man, you know, people get in that camera and they say, man, I'm really proud of Ezekiel Elliott to get his money. But in reality, they looking at it like, damn, I want some of that too. That's just the truth, man. I wish I can lie to kick it, but that's just how it is. You go to work, you bust your chop off every day, and you looking around and you seeing that this person got his bonuses and that person got his bonuses. Although they probably be better than you, you looking at it like, man, when I'm gonna get mine? There's always gonna be some type of tension involved when you're talking about money. And that's just the reality of it. People play different. And then once you get your bag, you try to tell me this. You don't eat as much when you full, baby. And I love Ezekiel Elliott. You don't eat as much when you full. The world looks different. You know, as beautiful as Halle Berry is, there's a reason why she got some divorces. It wasn't the same once you got it. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people look at it differently. I wish I can say the difference, but it's just different once you've been in it, you see. But a lot of people don't want to hear that. But there's a reason why she got a divorce. As beautiful as she is, somebody from the outside looking in said, man, that's Halle Berry, baby. Or that's Jennifer Lopez, man. What you crazy? You cheating on Halle Berry? Huh? Just let that sink into your mental. It's different once you got it. But before you got it, you do anything. Ladies know that. Ladies know it. That Tyrone will court you. He will open up doors. He will wash your car when you even needed your car washed. He will fix you breakfast in the morning, afternoon, and late at night. Pick you up, wait all day in the cold. Wait all day in the cold. Lick between your toes and everything. But baby, once all of that 30 and 40 days or 2 years into it, he lose some of that passion. He lose some of that energy. That's reality. I don't know. Like, the mission is, of course, to get your bread and get your paper. But if you look at the total picture of the story, this guy, Dak Prescott, he still haven't even made close to what Ezekiel Elliott made in his rookie contract. And he's out there in the sweat, in the heat. Amari Cooper falling down in training camp, had his foot all the way hurt. His whole entire offseason, he was injured. The media tried to do their best to cover it up. Dallas Cowboys media saying, no, me and my guy, West Coast Cowboy, was out there. But they would say, nah, it was nothing wrong with Amari Cooper. Let that sink into your mental. Yeah, so my thing is with Ezekiel Elliott, I think that we can still, like, real talk. This is not me lying to kick it. I still think that we can go at least 10-6. I think that Ezekiel Elliott can still, because right now, if you look at his total body of work, he's still on pace to have a better season than he had last year. He's still on pace to have a better season than he had the year before. He's still a great running back for the Dallas Cowboys. He's just missing a little explosiveness. He is. He's just missing a little explosiveness. There's nobody that can pull up tape and say, no, you wrong, man, you lied. Baldy was wrong on his film breakdown, his film assessment. If he was wrong on his film assessment, go and make counter film assessment to prove otherwise. And watch how foolish you will look trying to do it. Because at the end of the day, the hole was there. He got a crease. He got to be able to bounce out to the outside edge if he's elite. Now, if Ezekiel Elliott still running at the pace that he's running, this is how good he is as a running back. He's still top 5, top 6 running back in the NFL with missing training camp. Next year, Ezekiel Elliott will be in training camp. He would knock off some of the continuity, the poise will be there better. And then on top of that, you will see a better Ezekiel Elliott. That's life. But when you miss out on things, there's certain people that are going to look at it and be like, look, why will I go 0 to 1,000 for him when he didn't go 0 to 1,000 for us? And a lot of people are going to say, well, hold on, Law. But what was he doing his first 3-4 years, first 2-3 years? He was going 0 to 1,000. But it don't feel the same. Rodney Ellis says, it was still dumb play calling. That plays a role too. That do. We got to understand too, as much as we love what the offense is doing, we do a top 3, top 1 or something like what top 3, something like that in offense collectively. If you look at the passing yards and things like that, Dak Prescott improved with John Kitna. Dak Prescott improved with Kellen Moore because Kellen Moore is calling more better plays as it relates to overall, I guess, creativity. Yes, the offense is better than what it was last year and the year before that. But here's the thing. Kellen Moore is a quarterback coach that moved from quarterback coaching to offensive coordinator. Let me know what type of running schemes and schematics that he knows out of the back of his mind. His natural instincts is, hey, I'm going to find ways to improve the passing efficiency, the passing game. He's not a running backs coach. He's not a running back end-all be-all coordinator. He's a guy that's a passing game coordinator, basically, that's thrusted into a position. Now, there's going to be growing pains. I said it before and I say it again. I think that the brilliancy of Kellen Moore is there. I'm thinking that when you look at it collectively and you start talking about the aspect of Ezekiel Elliott and how they can draw plays to be better, he's missing in that category. You mean to tell me that this young kid, Kellen Moore, his freshman year as offensive coordinator, is going to outthink people that's been crafting up plays to stop teams like the Dallas Cowboys for 5 and 10 years in their tenure? It's not going to happen that easily. If you do think it's going to happen that way, you're missing the boat. I would say this, though. Jason Garrett, when you look at the film, Jason Garrett always have a way out of this situation. He can say to himself that, hey, this is Kellen Moore's offense. He's calling the plays. He can say to himself, hey, this is the defensive front four. It is Papa Rob Marinelli's responsibility to get those guys to play lane discipline, to shoot the gaps. It's Chris Richard that's on the defensive side of the ball as it relates to cornerback play and the lane assignments and things like that as well with the linebackers. That's the passing game coordinator. It's not my fault. He can say that. But what we are looking at when we start talking about somebody, we want that leader to not just say charge. We want that leader to stand up and be boldly and say, hey, this is my team. And if it's going to go down, it's going to go down on my watch. We want a coach to be able to say, hey, in the press conference, I'm going to fall on the sword for my guys. The last 2 plays, hey, although the young fish called them, I had a chance to approve them. And If you guys have any questions about that, come talk to me. I'm the head coach of this household, or I'm the head coach. You see. Oh, Jerry Jones, yes, he operates and he owns the team, but God dog it, I'm running the team. It's crazy. For those who got car notes out there who still making car payments, you don't own that car. The car is owned by the bank, but you are in possession of the car. So that means you're driving the car. When the cops pull you over for a speeding ticket, they're not looking for the bank that owns the car. They're looking at you that's operating the car. I can't make it simpler. I can't make it easy for you all. That is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to lament to everybody. We want Jason Garrett not all the way gone, but we want him to grow a pair. That's why we felt a certain type of energy when he took that red challenge flag and he looked at the aficionados and he said, he threw that flag. We was like, yes, this is the Jason Garrett we've been waiting for. These might be 9 years too late, but this is what we want to see. This give us life. This give us a pride, a sense of urgency. This will make us play better collectively. That's why we look at other teams and we walk around with silver and blue and we represent Dallas Cowboys to the core. We do. But at the end of the day, we want somebody to match our energy out there through the echoes, you see. Don't you know how much we go back and forth with Eagle fans? Don't you know how much we go back and forth with Atlanta Falcons, Saint fans, Colts fans, Green Bay Packers fans? You see, for crying out loud, even though Bill Belichick don't show no type of emotions, but don't you know that when Bill Belichick shows up at the reporter, we like, damn, can we get some of that? Can we get some of Jason Garrett show up one of these reporters asking these crazy rhetorical questionings? Look, the Dallas Cowboys media is so silly and stupid sometimes. They still talking about the flag. They talking about the anthem. I want the coach to say, man, y'all, this is 2019. The anthem stuff was going on in 2017 and 16. This is a new year. Why you guys are bringing up old shit? I wish that the coach would say something like that. But no, the coach just sit there and he lets them bully him around with those questionings. You see, it's crazy stuff. We so stuck on stupid sometimes that people don't understand that all it takes is that one player to say, hey man, can we talk about some football? Y'all still talking about flags and taking knees. And ain't nobody even doing that this year. Somebody need to check the media around here some days, you see? And that's just how I feel. These are just my opinions, you see? And everybody got some, you see? But what I'm saying is that we as fans, we are sitting back and we looking. It's been 10 years, 2 playoff wins. And just like my guy, my brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover. Keep it cool for us. Big Game James. Last night he said, Law, even on the 2 playoff wins that we got from Jason Garrett, they was a struggle. So I'm not saying, and I read somebody Twitter handle, and they were saying that, like, look, be careful what you're wishing for, because it could be the previous 10 years or the previous 12 years before Jason Garrett was hired. And nothing venture, nothing gain, right? Look, I go all the way back and say this, and I hate to use them as an example, and a lot of people don't like me for telling the truth, but Andy Reid was probably the Eagles' best coach ever. He took them far places. He took them to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it or what have you, but they had to make a choice. They said, Andy Reid, sayonara, it's time for you to go. Then they picked up a Chip Kelly. Then Chip Kelly didn't do anything, and they said, hey, we was the laughing stock of the NFL. Probably still is. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. They got rid of Andy Reid. They got rid of Chip Kelly. They picked up this other guy who's supposedly worked under Andy Reid's staff. He came in, what's his name, Dougie, whatever that man's name, and got them to the Super Bowl. It could be by strength. It could be by a stroke of luck. But what happened? Change. If Andy Reid coaches for the Dallas Cowboys, he'd probably be still here. Probably been still here. They probably been still making up excuses for him. Chip Kelly, if he's coaching for the Dallas Cowboys, maybe they probably still make up excuses for him. Maybe it's the player's fault. Huh? Maybe it's the, the GM's fault, whoever. Look, we got to stop pitter-pattering around. If we want some things to happen, there's some changes got to be occurring. We can't continue to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. There got to be a new voice in the locker room. There got to be something different. Now, Jerry Jones can say to himself, I want my son, Jason Garrett, to win us the Super Bowl. And Jason Garrett can go on a run right now and get us all the way to the Super Bowl and win it all the way for us. And I'll make the biggest crow video. Me and Big Game James said it last night. He said he would do a 24-hour live stream. Matter of fact, I'll be right with him. Matter of fact, I said that, hey, if Jason Garrett get us to the NFC Championship game, I'm going to go find me a Jason Garrett jersey. I'm going to buy me one, buy Big Game James one, and buy somebody else one that's in here, and we're going to put it on. We're going to still root for these Cowboys. People realize I'm rooting for the Cowboys before Jerry Jones bought the team. Didn't even know who Jerry Jones was. He bought the team. Oh, was I supposed to change my love and adulation because of Jerry Jones? No. I still support this team. Was it crazy for him to get rid of Tom Landry and the rest of those boys? Yes, it was crazy. We didn't like it, but it was change. And what change brought us 3 Super Bowl rings later on. Sometimes you got to make the changes. Let me know how you guys feel. Let me know how you guys feel about Ezekiel Elliott. I think that the explosive is not there, but I still think that Ezekiel Elliott is a great running back. And I think that Ezekiel Elliott is still on pace of outshining what he did last year and the year before. I really do. I think that Kellen Moore is having some issues with dialing up plays. I think that the creativity with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard is at a standstill. Oh, Law, what are you talking about? It's the exact same thing that we see with Jason Witten. Jason Witten refused to have Blake Jarwin to get out there on the field, for crying out loud. We know that we love Jason Witten, but it's painful for us to watch Jason Witten catch a little button hook route or out route or whatever he may be running, and it looks like he's a slug with salt on his back or on his legs or what have you, and his nails don't even have legs. It's just painful to watch Jason Witten out there at times. It is. It is painful to watch Ezekiel Elliott missing a hole, getting hit in the backfield. And all we're saying is that maybe if you put in a change of pace, not all the way until Ezekiel Elliott is used up, but maybe that will create some type of spark. They will at least fool the defense, and they'll say, hey, we got to play this team differently now because they got a Tony Pollard out there. Yeah. All right, man. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. That was my semi-rant on certain things, but I want people to know I value all of you all's opinion. I do. I read your comments. I value those opinions, your thoughts. I'm glad that we don't all think alike. I'm glad that people understand the philosophy when I say that Auntie Shirley don't make the best spaghetti. It's Auntie Pam. Some family members think that Auntie Shirley do. They do. They say, Lord, man, Auntie Shirley's spaghetti be off the chain. But I said, low key, it's Auntie Pam, man. The way she put those little, sausages in those spaghetti, boy, I'm telling you. But we love them both, and we eat both of their spaghetti. We do. Put a little fish on the side for mine. And y'all got some of those Hawaiian rolls. Nah, Hawaiian rolls. No, not the off-brand. I want the Hawaiian rolls, not the Great Value. Try to eat that. Yo, man, spaghetti and Hawaiian rolls go hard, baby. And a little fish. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Black Like History? What's good? Natasha, you know it. Shout out to the Hawaiian rolls in the ocean water. Is Ezekiel Elliott is harder than a Tony Rons? I don't know. Rocky, what's good with you, fam? I'm gonna read some of y'all comments. Don't forget to put down where you all are from. What's up with you, Trey? My man, hungry, for real. What's going on, man? Really appreciate you all, man. I really do. You all help me out, believe it or not. Romario, what's good, man? Dallas, Texas, baby. Yes, what's up, man? Well, shout out to you. Vermont in the house. What's up with you, Jay? Yeah. 247 Killeen. Always keeping it mean, Rodney. Yes, my father was stationed out there in Killeen for a minute. Central Texas, what's good? Memphis, Tennessee, 901 boys. Yeah. Rowlett, what's good? Yeah. Yeah. Tony Pollard needs more snaps regardless how you look at it, Cowboy Nation. I can't make it up, man. Tony Pollard needs more snaps. All through training camp, the kid can get upfield. The only thing changed from Tony Pollard from training camp and preseason to now is his number, 36-20. The Palm Springs, what's up, man? Shout out to the Palm Springs. As Alfredo, shout out to you, man. York, PA, what's up with you? Gracia. GA, always a lady. What's good? I like that. Georgia in the house. Yeah, any Mississippi cats out there, man, let me know. Yeah. Orlando, what's good? Shout out to you, Talk Sports. Yes. Tavon Austin, Lee Lucas. This is what I'm gonna say this for God. I try to let it run for a little bit longer. I try to get it to 30 minutes. Try to do my shows for 30 minutes when I go live like 95. But here's the thing. Tavon Austin and Tony Pollard is the same person at this point of how the Dallas Cowboys utilizing them. Tavon Austin is a gadget guy on this team, and believe it or not, my guy, Pollard is a gadget guy. The touchdown, the 2 toes or the 10 toes that I said 2 toes, the 10 toes that Amari Cooper had, they had Tony Pollard in the mix. They had the 2 running back set. They had Tony Pollard to run to one side of the screen. And Minnesota Vikings, they didn't bite that bait. They was like, okay, Tony Pollard in the game. We still going to focus in on Ezekiel Elliott. I think that the Cowboys' game plan need to be this. If teams are selling the form to follow and trail and to travel with Ezekiel Elliott, we need to make them pay. We need to look at that tape and say, when Tony Pollard moved to the other side of the field, nobody followed and chased. The Mike and the force safety, I believe, still followed Ezekiel Elliott on the force side. So they need to do that exact same play, but just swap them. Let Ezekiel Elliott run to the opposite side and keep Tony Pollard running to the other way. Because that's just how it goes. I think that the Dallas Cowboys got so much weaponry that they don't know how to use it. When you have Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in the field at the back at the same time, I would go Tony Pollard's way all the time. Because they trying to sell the form to stop Ezekiel Elliott. Just look at the film. Look at every time Tony Pollard is out there. You know what? I tell you what. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull out, and I know probably 500 people going to watch it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you when Tony Pollard gets out there on the field, the focus point, when Tony Pollard is on the field at the same time as Ezekiel Elliott, the focus point is still on Ezekiel Elliott. They don't even look Tony Pollard's way. They said, look, he's a gadget guy. They still gonna go to the cow. They still gonna go to the baby, Ezekiel Elliott. Shout out to you, Gracia, man. Can you shoot like Harden? Kenny, come on, man. I shoot better than James Harden. Come on now. James Harden wish he was right-handed. I'm 8 years older than James Harden as well. You know what I mean? I'm 8 years older than him. So James Harden do look like Law Nation. And if he look like Law Nation, he must look good, then. Shout out to James Harden. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll see, though, Cowboy Nation. That's all the time that I have for this beautiful, beautiful morning. I really appreciate you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Dallas Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond, and when they want to hear about life in general, too. I'm starting to tell you guys some little secrets to life. Old folks used to say, hey, just keep living. Boy, you think you having a bad day, just keep living. You know, life is life. And I value old people's opinions too, and I really dig deep into what they're saying. Look, new broom can sweep the floor good, but that old broom can get those corners and knows where the dirts and the crevices and the cracks at. Birds fly high, but they still got to come down low. You see, all those things, them old folks, boy, I'm telling you, you live around them, boy, you start living better, eating better, and do a whole bunch of stuff. All right, Cowboy Nation, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Shout out to the mods and Miss Scouting Pro, man. Thank you all for holding it down. Salute. I'm out. Peace.